don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud. Shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express.
Celebrate our newest launch, Rev 7. I'm bringing you an amazing introductory offer, plus an exclusive overstock sale that you're not going to want to miss. Rev 7 is our premium energy drink that tastes great and gives you energy all day with no jitters and no crashes. That's because there's no sugar and no caffeine. I'm so sure you're going to love Rev 7 that for a limited time you can try our 3-pack absolutely free. Or check out our Percale bed sheets. I can't believe I'm even going to say this. Every color, every style, every size, only $29.88. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save 20% on our Rev 7 12-packs or try our introductory 3-pack absolutely free. And our Percale bed sheets, all sizes, only $29.88, even the queens and kings. Inventory is extremely limited, so order now.
That's right, folks. Order now. Welcome back. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you head over to mypillow.com, get a MyPillow, get the slippers, the mattress topper. I stand behind that company 100%, and I'm grateful that we get to partner with them. And if you use promo code Oreo right now, you get free shipping and up to 50% off many of their products. So go check it out. I think the MyPillow slippers, which are my favorite, are on sale for about $39. So welcome everybody into show 2. We are back. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you so much. We can't do it without you all. I'm going to jump into the comments, and we got a lot of stuff to cover. And so we're going to get into it. But let me say hi to everybody that's jumping into the chat right now. Pixie, hello. Sugar Bear, hello. Nola's in the house. KLM 79, Texas Bigfoot. Trina, what's up, Trina? We got, let's see who else jumping in. Did I say Nola already? Carol Burton, Brenda, hello, Brenda. Jeanne, hello. Chevy's in the house. That was one of the people. I got to remember this. Sorry. When people do the Rumble rant and they want, they gift entries into the thing, I can never pull it up. So I'm going to have to limit that. So I got to figure out who else was the other gift that was received. Jan Doe, hello. Let's see. Did I already say Carol Burton? Old Uncle Bill says, I bet Mike has a cell. Let me get down to the bottom here. C for Freedom. Darlene Sino in the house. Shelly Rose, hello. Well, welcome back, guys. We got a lot to cover. We got, obviously, the alleged assassin for Charlie Kirk was in court today. We got a little part of that. We also got Erika Kirk going on with Glenn Beck and the Blaze Media, and also a snippet released where she was on with Barry Weiss. That's going to be the full interview will be released, and we got some of those comments. Also, some of Candace Owens' comments yesterday after we played what Erika Kirk said yesterday. Remember, she said, I'm not stopping, Candace Owens. I'm not stopping unless Erika or my husband asked me to. Well, it's been asked, and she is still making her career off grifting. So we'll see all that. And so we'll get into all that. BLM, we knew it was all a fraud and a scandal. If FBI charges someone with fraud, I think it was BLM Oklahoma. We'll check that out. Also, speaking of My Pillow, Mike Lindell announces that he is going to be running for Minnesota governor. This is official from Mike Lindell right here. It says, I'm officially running for governor of Minnesota after prayerful consideration and hearing from so many of you across our great state. I've made the decision to enter the 2026 gubernatorial race. I'm still standing, and I'll stand for you. Go to mikelindellgov.com for more information. Let's bring common sense back to Minnesota. And I couldn't agree more. That would be epic. Mike's been in the fight for a long time, guys. Mike, good guy. When you think about it, he's put his business on the line. He got canceled from everywhere. Kohl's, you name it. The opportunity he's given us and the opportunity we're able to sell his product through our show and through just our programming has been a reward for us, and hopefully it's rewarding My Pillow as well, because they are a great America First company, and those are the companies we want to see. So we'll see how that goes. We'll be keeping you abreast on all those things happening there. How about this? Y'all know Christmas is coming. Now, Santa. Santa's watching. And oh man, I gotta tell you, you guys are gonna turn me in for child abuse. Man, I was so mean to Caden last night, and I didn't realize it would be mean. But sometimes he's a butthead when it's bedtime and putting on his pajamas. So last night I said, you need to hurry up and put on your pajamas. We need to pray and you need to go to bed. And he's lollygagging around and everything else. And I was like, Santa's watching. You know that thing. And then so I searched on YouTube for Santa phone call being bad. And I didn't listen to it first before I played it, right? And so I hit play, and my phone starts ringing. So Caden, he's got like his jammies in his hand, and he comes leaning over to see what it is, and then he sees Santa, and he's like, and it was ho ho ho, and it goes, and then he talks for a minute, and he goes, but you're on my naughty list, and he flipped out. Guys. Like I had to end the video, and I was like, all right, Santa, I'll call you back. I'm sure he's going to fix that right now. He was so upset, guys, that he was trying to get his pajamas on so fast. I felt bad. Rachel had to turn away. She was laughing so hard. I was like, man. But check this out right here. Santa is also making the naughty list. And the White House posted this today. Let's take a look.
Better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I am telling you why. 'Cause Santa Claus is coming to town. Oh, let's go.
I just love that. Watch this part right here. They're all on the naughty list, all the fake news. I love this one, the New York Post story. Remember CNN Jake's Tapper when he called the J5, J6 pipe bomber a white guy, a white man on air? And then all these other fake news articles, and then he goes down to the naughty list, guys. And he's got, look at MS Now, New York Post, CNN, Jake Tapper, CBS News, Axios. And those folks are all on the naughty list. I'll be honest, I love this administration. I love this administration as much as the legacy media that lies to us all. That you don't hate legacy media enough. I'm telling you that right now. It's the only reason we're able to do what we do. Think about it. If they covered the truth, I would have no job. If they covered the facts and the things that the people really cared about, I wouldn't be able to do this. Not at all. When I go to a riot and it's burning and people are getting stabbed, I don't say, well, it's mostly peaceful, guys. I'm like, look at these terrorists. Shelly Rose, who was the 2 raffle tickets for? I know one was for Chevy. I couldn't remember the other one, and it won't let me pull it up on Rumble. I go over to YouTube and I check when there's a super chat there, and you can actually pull up the super chat and get the comment. And Rumble, you can't. So if you would let me know, I'm going to add you. And that reminds you guys, we have we're doing a raffle this show. It was from last show to this show. It's for the light up Trump hat. My hands are a little dry. I hate touching hats when my hands are dry. You got this right here. Light up Trump hat. You've seen them all over. You've seen them on Ben Burquam, Tommy over there in Portland. You've seen them on me. You haven't seen them on Quincy yet. I don't know. I doubt he's watching. And Susan. Okay, I will add Susan. Thank you. So if you guys want to get in, the best ways to do it are Venmo, Oreo Josh, Cash App, $ Oreo Army, or our Zelle link, which is Pure Patriot 559. We don't see Rumble rants for 11 to 14 days, so we won't get the money in time for all the things we need it for. So if you guys want to get in, we are 100% viewer funded. So your donation, if you do a $10 donation, you get 1 entry. If you do a $30 donation, you get 3 entries. And at the end of this show, I already got the wheel of names up right now. We're going to spin the wheel and see if you're chosen, and we'll get it shipped out to you. So want to say thank you for everybody that helps us out. We appreciate you. Thank you, old Uncle Bill, for mentioning that. Yeah, guys, if we are doing a live stream, I would just appreciate, let's not talk about what's going on other live streams or other networks. It would be like Fox News coming out and saying, hey, guys, look at what they're covering on CNN. So we spend many hours, and this isn't just you, Pixie. It happens all the time. We spend many hours trying to get the shows prepared, and it's kind of a bummer when we're sitting there and then we get 20 people to leave because someone tells them something's interesting on the other one. You can do it on text message, everything else. Just please keep it out of the comments. I would appreciate that. Thank you, old Uncle Bill. And we appreciate you guys. We love you. And let's move on. How about that? Official in Oklahoma City charged with wire fraud and money laundering. Did I mention BLM official? How about this? Cash Patel right here says an executive director with Black Lives Matter allegedly used her position to steal donor money and enrich herself. She has now been charged with wire fraud and money laundering thanks to FBI Oklahoma City and the Justice Department and local partners for their work on the case. I love how the Black Lives Matter picture is all a bunch of white people holding up signs that say Black Lives Matter. We've been to plenty of those. This is great news. This is how you dismantle the groups that were using Act Blue. Remember that. Donate to Act Blue if you support Black Lives Matter. So just fund the Democrat machine. So that's a good win, I would say. We'll get more information on that. We have a big show today. So we're going to be going over a lot of different stuff. One other thing here, guys. Woo-wee. I hope you all jabbed. I hope you all I got to take some protein here. I thought you guys look healthy today. Look healthy. Or do you have a heart condition? Because the Telegraph posted how COVID vaccines can cause heart damage, something we talked about years ago. Years ago. There were studies out. The CDC was lying to you. The WHO was lying to you. I personally know people that were younger, healthy, fit, active people going to the gym and they got myocarditis. It's affecting them. It can kill them. And no, 100% safe and effective. Well, how about this? I'm going to show you some stuff right here. The Telegraph reported. Immune system triggered by mRNA jabs can inflame cardiac cells with young men most at risk, scientists find. It says COVID mRNA vaccines can cause heart damage by triggering immune cells to go on the attack, scientists have found. More than 2,000 people in Britain suffered inflammation of the heart, myocarditis, or heart lining, pericarditis, following vaccination, with young men particularly vulnerable. And we're not talking about unhealthy young men. We're talking about active young men that are active in sports, 19, 20, 21, out there playing basketball, out there at the gym every day. Those people were affected. And it says the majority of cardiac problems were caused by mRNA jabs such as Pfizer and Moderna, which delivered a blueprint of the COVID spike protein cells. It says now Stanford University has found that the immune system can lock onto the foreign RNA from the vaccine, which triggers a fierce response and in some cases can inflame heart cells. It's likely to be a problem with other mRNA jabs, they warn. So remember when we were telling you, we are not doctors. I want to clarify that right now. And we do not give medical advice. I'm going to tell you my opinion. I'm going to tell you what we watched. Unfortunately, we've seen people, a lot of people I know were forced to get this jab. I know people that were forced to get it because they had a loved one that the doctors wouldn't even give them medical treatment if them or their close caregivers weren't vaccinated. They were told, hey, your mom has cancer. You're going to kill her if you don't get the vaccine. Or my friends that work in the medical facilities, literally, are teachers who, you don't want to just give up your career. You don't want to do this. I mean, they put people in the worst positions that we've ever seen. And everything we said that was a conspiracy theory has now came up. Remember, mask didn't work. Social distancing didn't work. Leaving your 80-year-old mother or grandmother in her house alone for Thanksgiving didn't work. Actually made her more lonely and depressed. All these things that they were trying to do to destroy this country, especially in California where we had Gavin Newsom. We had curfews here in California. We were chasing beach joggers and arresting them for jogging on the beach, being out in the sunlight, exercising, doing the most important things you could do. That would have been the most important thing for the CDC and all these other groups to come out and do. If you're fat, lose weight, exercise, get out and walk, get out and jog, get out and run. Best things for your body right there. And we just went like full on retard. There was this other video. I didn't watch all of it, but I am going to put it up here. It kind of says, this is Nicholas Hulscher. Let me see who Nicholas Hulscher is. He's an epidemiologist and administrator at the McCullough Foundation. Okay. And here he puts this video up. I'm going to show you this. It says, COVID-19 mRNA injections can cause sudden death years after injection by permanently damaging the heart with lethal microscars. I am so glad. I'm so glad that, like, with my kids, one of my kids couldn't go to college. They wanted him to get a vaccine. And I said, well, put my name on there and get an exemption for that vaccine because you are not getting that vaccine. I understand you're an adult, but trust me, son, I love you. And I know I'm doing the right thing here. And they gave him his exemption, his religious exemption, which was good. But we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Listen to this.
mRNA is injected within lipid nanoparticles in your arm. It travels to every organ system, including the heart. And there's two papers, one by Ballmeyer and colleagues, one by Crossan and colleagues. Crossan found mRNA directly in the heart of deceased mRNA recipients. So we know it reaches the heart. Ballmeyer found the spike protein directly in the heart in biopsies of patients with vaccine-induced myocarditis. So we know the vaccine mRNA and lipid nanoparticles get into the heart, translate into spike protein, so your cardiomyocytes begin to produce a toxic non-human protein, and your own body attacks the heart, resulting in inflammation and cardiac scarring, including micro scars, which are undetectable with imaging. You can only detect it with a microscope, which is very disturbing. And so once you have this scarring, you're going to have cardiac electrical abnormalities, electrical conduction abnormalities, and your heart's not going to beat properly. And then when you go exercise, we found there's two triggers, either during exercise or sports when there's exertion, or during the morning waking hours of sleep. In these two periods of time, there's a surge in catecholamines, including dopamine, norepinephrine, and epinephrine. And so during these times, when you have this cardiac damage, when you have this scarring, that's the trigger usually that leads to this vaccine-induced cardiac arrest. And that's why we saw a lot of sudden deaths among athletes back in 2021.
Remember that? Remember when like healthy athletes were just dying and they're saying, oh no, this is a different condition. Oh, this was something else. And we're like, hell, every time you pulled up social media, they were pulling another video off of a soccer player just collapsing on the field. These healthy individuals that run miles, died suddenly, used to post a lot of stuff, but that's what it was called, died suddenly. And unfortunately, I've actually met some of these doctors that were speaking against it. Robert McCullough, got to have a talk with him, got to see him in person here back in 2021. I believe it might have been 2022. And there was hope at that time that it didn't do permanent damage, that if you didn't get the boosters, you were okay, that it would, but now they're starting to say you could have long-term side effects, and not even know that those micro scarring is going on your heart, and 3, 4, 5 years down the road, and we don't know what the long-term side effects are. It's just crazy.
There's
Now
a lot
let's
more
get
scrutiny.
into, and again, I know a lot of people that I pray for, guys, that had to feed their kids. It was either go homeless or get the shot. I was very fortunate that I was put in a position where I couldn't do a lot of stuff when we went traveling. I couldn't go into grocery stores in San Francisco. I couldn't go into restaurants because I didn't have my COVID vaccine. Remember when we live streamed that in San Francisco? What an absolute joke. You want to talk about Nazis? You want to talk about the brown shirts? How about this? We're going to talk about Karen, some of the comments made this morning from Carolyn Levitt, our own press secretary. Let's take a listen.
There's a lot more scrutiny on this issue from this press corps than there was, well, in the previous said that too. My predecessor stood up at this podium and she said inflation doesn't exist. She said the border was secure, and people like you just took her at her word, and those were two utter lies. Everything I'm telling you is the truth, backed by real factual data, and you just don't want to report on it because you want to push untrue narratives about the president. There's a lot more scrutiny on
You
this
know what? I was going off on Caitlin Collins, and Caitlin Collins is on the naughty list. I seen her on there. And it's so true. Remember when we were down, we would play clips. Who was it? It was Mayorkas when we were down in, not Brownsville, maybe it was Brownsville, Texas. When Mayorkas was there, like literally the day before we got there. And he's out there saying, people are saying the border's open. The border's not open. It's completely closed. We literally that night, or I think it was that night, he was there at like 10 a.m. that night. We pull up. It was me and Taco Joe. We pull up to the same location. We just happened to find it. We didn't know where we were going, didn't know how to get there. I was looking at a map, and I said, this looks like a possibility that'd be easy to cross. We get there. There is 5 border patrol buses. There's a line of over 300 illegals. And the press secretary at the time, Blinky, She goes on there. We do not have open borders. These people are not just walking into the country. It was just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Let's see what else we got here on the economy. Speaking of the economy, I want to show you some stuff. We've been covering it, but we got another update. U.S. rent prices declined 0.2% month over month in November. Now the U.S. average is $1,706, recording the largest drop in at least 15 years. I know it's not where we want it, but it's on track, folks. It's on track. I'm going to show you the chart. It doesn't happen overnight. The more we deport people and the more we get the foreigners out of the country, and we even got a little more on that to prove that, the better this will be. And Trump's administration is working on that. It said this also marks the 5th consecutive month of flat or negative rent changes. Annual rent growth slowed to 0.7%, down from 1.5% in Q1 2025. This comes as all U.S. regions posted a 4th consecutive monthly rent decline, led by the West at almost 0.5% month over month. The South followed with 0.2%, while the Northeast only fell 0.1%. Look at this. This is huge. This is huge for when it comes to lowering costs to folks. You have this national rent growth. As you can see, look at it was going up. This is awesome. This is what we need. And thanks to the Trump administration and the deportations, it is great. Now, they also released some numbers. How about this? Report finds between 2021 and 2024, U.S. foreign-born population accounted for more than 60% of rental demand growth. That's per the HUD Secretary Scott Turner. So we hear this all the time. We got to build affordable housing, meaning we want to put the ghetto in your neighborhood. And I hate to say this, guys, but sometimes low-income people are low-income for a reason. A lot of times it's personal choices. You could build the exact same apartment complex. One of them, you charge $2,500 a month on rent. It could be near the same area. $2,500 a month for rent. The other one, you do Section 8 or low-income housing, and you do $450 a month. You let them live there for 3 years. You can drive back by 3 years later and tell me which one looks better. There's a mentality, a low-income mentality. And I'm not saying that's everybody. But when we drive around in the hood, why is there always trash? That isn't because they're oppressed. That's because they allow their neighborhoods to become trashy. When me and Rachel walk down our streets, Rachel takes a walk every day. Sometimes I try to do it a couple times a week. I'm usually in here when the walk happens. But if there's trash on the ground, you know what I do? I grab it and I'll walk up to someone's driveway and put it in their trash can. They don't care. And we just go on our walk. But think about that. We kept saying that we have a problem with housing. We have a housing shortage. And I'm like, hell no, we don't. We got 20 million illegals. If we got a housing shortage, why aren't you closing off the border? Gotcha. But I think that was interesting again. And then this one, this shows the 60% of rental demand in America during the Biden administration was foreign born. Take a look. Let me put this up here. Let me get this off the screen. And so it comes up for you. This shows you year by year, or month by, or quarter by quarter, I guess you could say. And look at this. FHA loan locks to immigrants without permanent residency, including H-1B visa holders. And look at right here where you see June 2025 under the Trump administration, where they did the FHA ban. Look at those numbers. that is just crazy. I mean, it's all there. Immigration is creating a large problem. Even legal immigration at times needs to be reevaluated. Democrats keep wanting to bring these people in with third world mentalities, where they want to bring Sharia law into America. It's insane. It's insanity. How about this? More on the economy. U.S. trade deficit. I want you to show you how these people worded it. Unexpectedly shrinks to the smallest since 2020. The big thing that Trump got in there on day one, we're going to get this trade deficit down. We're going to build in America. We're not going to get all the products from foreign countries. Well, our deficit really fell. And let me show you some of the headlines that they put up from the White House. Bloomberg says U.S. trade deficit unexpectedly shrinks to smallest since 2020. The Wall Street Journal, U.S. trade deficit falls to 5-year low. New York Times, Trump's tariff shrank the U.S. trade deficit in September. CNBC, lower trade deficit than we expected. So you're telling me, when I was listening to Adam Schiff, Pencil Neck, when I was listening to Dollar Store Obama, Hakeem Jeffries, and they were telling me none of this would work to get our trade deficit down, are you telling they were lying to me? This is what Democrats didn't want to see. They want to see this raise so they could say, see, Trump's policies don't work. But time and time again, and what we're learning, they may take a little time, but once they're implemented, they start working. They start working. Just absolutely incredible. Incredible. And before we move on, guys, don't forget, we do have a raffle. It's going to be done in this show. We are 100% viewer funded. Check it out, the light up Trump hat. If you guys want a chance to get that, each donation you make in $10 increments gets you one entry. So if you do $30, that's 3 entries. And the way you can get in is our Venmo at Oreo Josh, Cash App, $ Oreo Army. We also have givesendgo.com/Oreo 2024. We have PayPal, which is also Oreo Josh, the same as the Venmo below. And then if you guys want to if you do mobile or online banking and you want to do a Zelle transfer to us, our Zelle address is purepatriot559@yahoo.com. That's PURE Patriot559. And once again, right now we have Adventure Papa, Darla Miller, Old Uncle Bill, Chevy, and Susan in. So if you guys want to get in, it's happening at the end of this show. And sent you a 30 on Zelle, Josh. Adventure Papa's in for some more, guys. Awesome. Awesome. Jalen is in. Matt said to gift the hat to RW if he won tonight. So that's a disqualification, by the way. Shelly's in. And Renee's in on Cash App. Thank you guys so much. We'll get you all added, and I'll check the Zelle out. Thank you. Michelle Mate says, I like this channel. Glad I found it. Thank you for being here, Michelle, and we're glad you found it too. We want to be around some like-minded people with some common sense. That's what I want. So you guys know that right now Democrats are defending not only the cartels and the drug smugglers on boats, but now they're upset that we seized an oil tanker that had been violating sanctions for years. Listen to what Carolyn Levitt said today, what the Trump administration
are being
doing with the oil inside the tanker. It's America first and America only. Check this out.
Trying to do a lot of things at once. He talks a lot about how bring down prices for everything would be to bring down the cost of energy. Would he use this seized Venezuelan oil to try to help Americans with affordability here in the United States?
Well, what I can tell you right now, the vessel has been seized, as you know, and the Department of Justice did that in conjunction with the Coast Guard and the Department of War. The vessel is currently undergoing a forfeiture process right now. The United States currently has a full investigative team on the ground on the vessel, and individuals on board the vessel are being interviewed, and any relevant evidence is being seized. With respect to the oil, that's a different issue. As you know, Peter, the vessel will go to a U.S. port, and the United States does intend to seize the oil. However, there is a legal process for the seizure of that oil, and that legal process will be followed.
And just
Doing everything by the books. I like that. I like that. America first and America only. So if you guys didn't know, or maybe you blinked, there was an impeachment of Trump today. Rep. Green, the same one that got kicked out of when Trump held, wasn't the State of the Union, when he addressed members of Congress, and Rep. Al Green was there to interrupt and had to be taken out by the Sergeant of Arms. He called for the immediate impeachment of Donald Trump. Take a listen to this.
I will explain more about it at that time. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, and still I rise to announce that last night I called for the impeachment of Donald John Trump, President of the United States of America, for threatening judges and for calling for the execution of members of Congress. If ever there was a person who ought
When did he call for the... Oh, my God.
to be impeached as Donald John Trump. Now, there are many people who don't want to see this happen. They don't want to vote for impeachment. Well, there were people who didn't want to cross the Edmund Pettus Bridge, but they marched on. I shall march on. I've been told that this vote will take place sometime after 1:30 today. I assure you I'll be here for that vote. I will also speak on Friday for about 1 hour after about 11 o'clock. I will explain more about it at that time. This president is a reckless, ruthless, lawless person who doesn't deserve the title of President of the United States of America. I yield back.
A ruthless. Or what would our good friend call him? Who's our good friend again? He's gangster. All his supporters are gangster. Mr. Shorty. Well, they did do the vote, guys. And 23 Democrats voted against the measure by Rep. Al Green. 47 Democrats only voted present. It was the U.S. House rejected the impeachment of President Trump, 237 to 140. Take a listen to this.
The yeas are 237, the nays are 140, and there are 47 voting present. The motion is adopted without objection. The motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
Oh my gosh. This poor guy. I feel bad for Rep. Al Green. There needs to be some competency tests for all this. Now, we're going to get into the fact, we're going to talk about the court case today where the alleged assassin of Charlie Kirk was in court today. We're going to show you that, but we're going to also bring you a little bit of how did we get here? How did we get here? Who's promoting the violence? Al Green don't talk about all these people. But I'm going to show you something and then show you what it brings. Y'all ready for this?
Challenge somebody to go and find a clip of a Democrat invoking violence.
Let's extinguish him for good.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
We're going to fight it in the courts, and we're going to fight it in the streets.
When they go low, we're going to bury them below the Capitol. That's what we're going to do.
We take them to the mud and choke them out.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
We're walking down a damn different path We're fighting fire with fire. We're going to punch these sons of bitches in the mouth.
By taking behind the gym and beat the hell out of them.
Punch back, kick back, dunk over their heads, and win some fucking power.
Fight back, punch back, and make sure that they stay down. And you know what? Kick them when they're down because they deserve it.
I think that you punch. I think you punch. I think you're okay with you okay with punching.
We are at war. And that's why the gloves are off. And I say, bring it on.
We are not only going to punch you back, but we are going to knock you out.
Like we're in a war right now to save this country, and so you have to be willing to do whatever is necessary in order to save the country.
Well, I am here to tell you, not only are we going to punch back, but we about to beat you down.
And goddamn it, shut down the Senate! We are at war!
When they go low, we kick.
Even in states where Donald Trump won big, that it does you any good running away from Donald Trump. I think you need to go back and punch him in the face.
Let's make sure we show up wherever we have to show up. And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
Man, that must be the party of tolerance right there. Right. And then what does that lead to? Let's take a look. What happened? You guys remember? Who was it? I think it was Haha that texted me. We just got through doing a show. Literally, when I hit the end button that day on the morning show, I literally got my stuff ready for the gym, and I was driving down the street heading to the gym. And Haha texted me or called me and said, "Is the video of Charlie Kirk being shot true?" And I was like, probably not. There are a lot of fake AIs out there. I'll take a look. And I looked at it. And I was like, this is real. This is beyond real. And then I seen the close-up video. I said, he's not going to make it. And we came home and set up a show and after the gym, and we did the show. And one thing we were showing was everybody celebrating. Not everybody. You know what I mean? The Democrats celebrating that a person was shot because of their faith and their exercising of their First Amendment right. And just in case, before we get into this court trial, let's take a listen.
Charlie Kirk just got shot in the neck. Hey, ooh, ah, ooh.
He had it coming. He only had himself to blame.
Charlie Kirk got shot and he's dead. Finally. Thank you. Can we keep this up?
Charlie Kirk was a fucking Nazi. He was a fucking Nazi. And you know what kind of Nazi is the best Nazi? A dead one. Thank God that shit stain of a person is no longer in this world. Bad people should not be in this world.
Shot right in the voice box. I might be 1% less atheist today.
I don't care that he was a person. He wasn't to me. He was a Nazi. I think he's better off gone. So fucking be it. This is so bad. Shut the fuck up.
Thoughts and prayers. Rest in smoke, Charlie Kirk.
Popped for talking outside of his neck. Whoop-de-doo!
Eye for an eye, bitch. I think the only thing that went wrong that day was that Trump wasn't standing behind him getting a secondhand bullet.
This is poetic. My thoughts go out to that pew-pew having to look this motherfucker in the face. My deepest condolences.
I literally could not give a fuck. They can get a stepfather.
Boomed, bitch, like, gone. Why do y'all keep aiming for the wrong niggas? Aim higher.
Oh, Charlie Kirk.
You support Charlie Kirk being killed?
Yes, I do.
You support Charlie Kirk shooter?
Sure do. He did his own favor. I would have killed him myself.
He was such a good person. Why did he get shot? What do you think we're gonna do? Honestly, y'all, he had it coming.
Charlie Kirk was a big advocate for the Second Amendment. It worked out well for him.
I don't give a fuck about Kirk's death. He had 2 kids. Fuck his kids. They give a fuck about that white boy kid. They probably autistic anyway. Give a fuck about that white boy kid.
He was shot in the middle of saying something transphobic about trans people, and yet you want to have sympathy for him. You're losing your humanity by allowing fascists to define your sympathy for you.
You know, sometimes revenge is a dish best served cold. He died in a world that he wanted. Reread slavery, rewatch Roots. There are so many different eras of American history and in America where worse things have happened to people.
Why are you mourning the death of a literal Nazi?
Lost a loving husband and a devoted father.
That's the world that we live in, created by legacy media. That's when you know, there's all these fake news articles. We see them all the time. When we see CNN, MSNBC, and all these legacy journalists lying to the American people. Oh, they're kidnapping and deporting American citizens. No, they're not. They're not. Not one American citizen has been deported, unless it was an anchor baby and those parents decided to take that child with them when they were deported. That's how that works. Keeping families together, you know, the party of don't want family separation. But it was beyond sad. It was beyond sad. But at the same time, there was so much love and support. And we're going to get into some of that too. And we're going to talk about Erika Kirk and her interview, some of her interview with Barry Weiss and also Glenn Beck. But first, this is how Tyler Robinson, the suspected shooter, and Mater TJ, I'm going to disagree with you. And I think we're going to do a show just on the forensic of the 30-06, because I don't think people have seen the videos I've seen there. I was trying to find him last night. The bullet didn't hit him in the neck. The bullet hit his plate. He had a plate carrier on, hit the corner edge of the plate and shot up. That's what it did. People are saying, oh, if you get shot in the neck by a 30-06, maybe if you get a direct shot. This was not a direct shot. It's the reason why his body shook before his head went down. And there's plenty of video evidence to prove that. But this is Tyler Robinson showing up to court this morning. Take a look at this. That is a no joke right there. Adventure Papa says, I want a SWAT vehicle. I wonder if those ever go up on those government auction sites. You know, you can buy an old police cruiser. You can buy an old fire truck from the government websites. I wonder if there's a SWAT vehicle. Could you imagine the new Oreo Army battle wagon for when we pull into Portland or one of these other crazy Chicago areas? That would just be epic. And then let me play you some of what went on in the court. There was some misinformation that was put out from the left for some reason. I don't know why they didn't look, but you'll also be able to see the smirk on Tyler Robinson's face. But listen to this right here.
Mr. Robinson in the courtroom as well. Good afternoon. And to further benefit the record, calling case 251-403-576, State of Utah versus Tyler James Robinson. Counsel, as we're moving forward today, I want to give an overview of what we anticipate doing. And it comes down, we're addressing 3 issues. The first is the October 14th, 2025 audio recording of the closed hearing and the October 24th, 2025 transcript of that hearing. The second is the state's motion to amend or clarify the publicity order, commonly known or referred to as the gag order. And finally, the motion for limited intervention and request for notice of motions to close, seal, or reclassify, and which has been filed by the media organizations and by counsel who are present today. So as we begin, the first part is we'll begin by addressing the October 14th audio recording and the October 24th transcript. This portion of the hearing will be closed so that I may hear from the parties regarding which portions of the recording, the record should remain sealed. All members of the public and the press will be excused, and the hearing will not be broadcast. This is because I need to hear what should or should not be sealed or protected, and it would not benefit to have everyone listen to what should be sealed. And so after I've heard argument, we will invite all parties or the public and the media to come back in, and the hearing will resume transmission. We will then take up the motion for limited intervention, followed by the state's motion to amend or clarify the publicity order. These portions, the last two portions, will be open to the public and to the press. After hearing argument on all three matters, I will take a brief recess and then return to issue my ruling today. We will then stand in recess. So at this point, we'll go ahead and excuse the public and the media, and it is the court's order that transmission be terminated temporarily.
Your Honor, we have one request with respect to the closed hearing. May I be heard on that?
Yes, counsel.
Thank you. Richard Novak for Mr. Robinson. Mr. Robinson has some immediate family members who are present, his father, his mother, and his brother, and we would ask the court to permit them to remain in the courtroom during the closed portion of the hearing.
To the state.
My only concern with that, Your Honor, is that we're going to be talking about court security measures. And I don't know that we'll have to go into a lot of detail about that, but I do have concerns about those issues being discussed in public.
All right. Mr. Novak, do you have authority that supports allowing them to remain in a closed hearing?
No, I think it's subject to the court's discretion to decide who is and is not an appropriate member of the public. I think they have a unique relationship with Mr. Robinson, and they would certainly abide by any orders the court makes concerning disclosure of what is discussed in closed session. But obviously, it's up to the court.
Thank you, Mr. Novak. I'm going to rule that they will be excluded as well. It is just given the nature and the sensitivity.
So, the left was going out there saying they kicked Tyler Robinson because they're supporting Tyler Robinson. They want him off the hook. That's one of their heroes now. And what this judge did is not abnormal. It's kind of good. This is a very high-profile case. If his brother or his family members were, let's just say, we don't know the whole story. What if they were involved in this? And now they get to hear how they're talking about courtroom security, how they're going to handle the court case. That's what was being discussed, not the court case in general. And so the left was going out there, they're closing down the court case. They're not letting the media in there, which was not the truth. It was not the truth at all. They did ask for the media to stop streaming, and there's more on that. And they did rule later on about us being able to watch this hearing, and you'll like the outcome. But the left was just out there just putting all this misinformation. I'm like, wait a second. This is the largest high-profile case I can think of when it comes to a very long time. I mean, Trump's cases were pretty high profile, but not in the sense of we had a large political figure assassinated in public. So yeah, I don't want his parents hearing that. I don't want his brother hearing that. I don't know if his brother's just as crazy as he is. And then we had this now. Take a look at this, and you can see Tyler Robinson's smirk on his face during this video. Take a look here. There he is talking with one of his lawyers. While I was prepping for the show, I was following up on everything that happened in court. And then I think it was Matt Finn from Fox News, but we already got that. The judge denied that. So it says breaking: Charlie Kirk, alleged assassin. Tyler Robinson's defense team arguing right now that someone inside the courtroom violated the rules and live streamed Robinson in shackles and showed computers. And so I went and I tried to find some more here. And this is the judge. This is the judge addressing that. And take a listen to this.
My understanding was during the open portion of this hearing earlier that there was a violation of the standing decorum order as it relates to transmission of these proceedings. I want to hear from counsel, and then I will make a ruling concerning that shortly thereafter. Ms. Visser.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm referring specifically to Rule of Judicial Administration 4-401.01. This gives the court discretion to terminate or suspend electronic media coverage at any time without prior notice, if findings and that the specific circumstances warrant it. It is our position, the defense position, that there has been a violation of the decorum order. It is our understanding that those live streaming this signed and declared that they would follow the decorum order, and they violated it. So we are requesting a sanction. We believe these court's orders are binding and they need to be respected. We also believe that it threatens my client's right to a fair trial. It's the whole reason we filed a motion in the first place to remove his shackles. It's our understanding that his shackles are visible. It is also our understanding that potentially some audio from counsel table was heard. We are definitely taking more measures on our own to ensure that that does not happen again. But there has also been some filming of computers and materials at counsel's desk. That's entirely inappropriate. And I think everybody in this room will agree that's entirely inappropriate. So we are asking for some remedial measures here. We're asking for it to terminate for today, and we can proceed after that.
Thank you, Ms. Visser. To the state.
Your Honor, the state, as stated earlier, we believe that the court's order was very clear. And if there's been a violation of that order, then we agree that there needs to be some measure taken. We'll leave it to the court to decide the appropriate response to that violation. But we agree that any violation of the court's order needs to be addressed.
Thank you, Mr. Ballard. To the press, attorneys for the press.
Your Honor, Jeff Hunt for the media interveners. This is the first time that we've heard about the violation. We've not had an opportunity to look at the video or investigate the audio or look at the capture of the computers. But filming of the inadvertent filming of the shackles, I did talk to the pool photographer. My understanding is that there was a zoom out shot that did inadvertently show the shackles. That was improper. That was inadvertent. and we apologize for that. They've taken measures to make sure that the pool video that is disseminated to the rest of the pool does not contain any capture of the defendant in the shackles. We can't do anything about the live stream, of course, but we can control what the rest of the video is that we capture and disseminate. So that is being done. The audio for counsel, my understanding is the only audio that they picked up was from counsel's microphones. I don't have any further information about that and whether that's a violation. Filming of the computers is not a violation of the decorum order. If the capture can show the document that counsel is looking at, then that is a potential violation. So I just don't know how much detail the shot is that is of concern to the court. But I'll just say that we reiterated as soon as I heard this from Mr. Ballard with the pool representatives that this is very important to follow to the letter of the court's EMC order. They understand their obligations. They take that very seriously. They're not perfect. Mistakes happen. We're trying to correct as much as we can on that. But we think termination is not an appropriate remedy. An admonishment from this court, a reminder that they need to follow to the letter the court's EMC order is appropriate. That's the message that counsel has delivered to the media representatives and the pool operatives. And we think that is the appropriate remedy.
So, again, Tyler Robinson, his family, Tyler Robinson's attorney does not want the media in there. But the judge says cameras will be allowed in the courtroom. He said, I'll let you listen to this right here.
30th, 2025.
I think on a case like this, this is political. It was, like I said, one of the largest court cases we're seeing in a long time. Take a listen to what the judge says about this. So this will be aired.
We restarted, so it's still a problem.
Thank you. I appreciate all parties weighing in on this important matter. And I find that there was a violation of the standing decorum order that was in effect as of October 30th, 2025, based off what's been proffered, as well as the EMC order signed by the court. As previously stated by Ms. Visser, the court does have discretion in determining whether to terminate the broadcast of these proceedings. And again, if there's specific circumstances warrant such action, that the court would need to make findings in order to do so. I find that excluding the cameras from the courtroom would be disproportionate for this hearing. I find that making it very clear, first, that the transmission cannot begin until court is in session and must end as the court ends the session, and cannot be filmed before or after. The filming of, as previously stated in the decorum order, EMC must be followed to the letter. The sanction for today is that this camera will be relocated away from defense table to where the bailiff is, where Jeff is standing over here. I want to immediately address any possible transmission of shackles, as previously stated by counsel, and remove the possibility of capture of screens of the computers at defense counsel's table as well. In addition, if there's further violations of the standing decorum order, this court does have the right and will exercise termination of broadcast of these proceedings. And I simply want to put all parties on notice, to the press, to all parties, that this court takes this very seriously. While the court believes in openness and transparency, it needs to be balanced with the constitutional rights of all parties in this case. As such, we will take a brief recess to allow the relocation of the camera and to the place indicated by the bailiff, and then we will resume these court proceedings. I am anticipating this to take perhaps 5 minutes. All right. And then we'll come back on the record and handle the remaining of this hearing. I appreciate the patience of parties as we move forward. We are trying to do the best.
So that was that. It is, from everything I understand, it is going to be televised. Let me see. There was another update. Let's see. Come on, go all the way to the top. I think that was pretty much it. Let's see. That was the big things being that literally went on. Nothing that big. I mean, we found out that it will be televised. That and his smirk. So we're going to be following this case extremely close. Yesterday, after Erika Kirk, we covered it. Hold on one second. Make sure. And we listened to Erika Kirk, and she pretty much just like, stop, people. This is my family. We went through a tragedy. Please. And this was one of Candace Owens' obviously went back off again yesterday. Listen to what she says here and tell me this isn't a scorned woman, somebody who is jealous. Take a listen. This is in her podcast yesterday.
Well, now you're going to have to prove that you have the ability to be a CEO and a chairman and not just a wife who we expect emotion from. And you're rightful in that capacity. You are rightful to have emotion. You are rightful to be the aggrieved widow, but you don't get to just be widowed into the position of chairman and CEO. You don't get
to be widowed into the position of chairman and CEO. Like, out of all the videos I showed you yesterday about this whack job, this reeks of a lot of jealousy. You want to talk about emotion, woman? Control yours. I'm going to play this again for you one more time, and then we're going to get into some other stuff. But listen to this. This is insane.
Well, now you're going to have to prove that you have the ability to be a CEO and a chairman and not just a wife who we expect emotion from. And you're rightful in that capacity. You are rightful to have emotion. You are rightful to be the aggrieved widow, but you don't get to just be widowed into the position of chairman and CEO. You don't get to respond to, well, in this case, investors, donors who have given money and are asking meaningful questions with, no, you don't get replies right now because this is the Charlie Kirk show, fam. Doesn't work this way. Okay. Well, now you're going to have to prove that you have the
I love when millionaires, grifters, and we got some clips, like I said, from Barry Weiss. It's going to the full I think podcast or interview will be airing later this week or this weekend, but we got some clips. I just want to play this right here. Here was Erika on Glenn Beck, and again, I don't know if I've said this before, but believe it or not, I don't think I would be doing what I did today if it wasn't for Glenn Beck. Back when I was young, probably my young 20s, Glenn Beck, before he went to CNN, I think he was on Headline News, and he made politics fun for me. We were talking about gas prices then, and we were talking about not drilling oil. And I think the man is incredible for what he's done. And I think Glenn Beck has the heart and the passion behind his job.
How you handle this, Eric? I don't know how to be dragged into, you were involved in the death and all this crazy, evil stuff.
No, it's sick.
God bless you.
It's sick.
God bless you. It is.
My family means everything to me. Turning Point USA has always been in our life and has always been so good to Charlie, and Charlie was good to his team. Everyone loved Charlie.
Yeah.
I get that. Everyone wants an answer to this evil. And sometimes The answer is very clear.
Yeah.
The truth is very clear.
Are you worried? Well, and one question, and then we'll go into what the real answer is. Are you concerned about his assassin is in court today? Are you concerned about being able to have a jury that's not been tainted?
No, it's a real thing, Glenn, and you get this. A lot of people don't, and I think that we need to do a better job of educating our citizens about our court systems. A lot of people don't know how an actual trial plays out. I am very curious about how the United Healthcare case plays out. We are living in a day and age where social media can absolutely impact. I feel it can. The reason I say that is because I don't want a tainted jury pool. I want justice for my husband. Anytime we have leads, anytime we hear anything, we send it to the authorities. We're not messing around. None of us are involved in my husband's murder. None of us. Turning Point USA, myself, any of these other crazy accusations, none of us. And so I want our team who's on this case to do what we hired them to do and take care of this. And the unfortunate part is that everyone's acting as if the case and the trial is going to be tomorrow. It's not. Glenn, you know this. The case is not going to be, I mean, in full transparency, we're looking at end of 26, beginning of 27, probably. I mean, this is not something that is going to be happening tomorrow. Say that again?
Well, it's. I mean, how do you get a jury with that much time and what's happening? And quite honestly, I don't need you to comment on this, but I think mental illness is involved in some of this stuff that is online.
Yeah,
I think it's really.
And Glenn,
honestly,
I'll be honest.
I feel bad.
I am not going to.
Hear what he said right there? Mental illness. He's talking about Candace Owens, and I have to agree. I said it the other day. I said either it's just the absolute devil working, or this woman has some serious issues.
Waste my time. I'm not going to waste my time in combating people, going toe to toe, calling people names. That's just not me. That's not how Charlie operated. There's no reason for me to go down a dark place like that. I'm so tired of the fracture. What drives me nuts is that Charlie, he has worked and provided and has blessed us with so much, like literally his book. He has blessed us with so much wisdom, so much. He's just such a good thought leader. He blessed us with laser focus on the mission, on saving this country. But instead, we're so focused on who did what. Like, yes, we will figure all that out. Yes, this is a murder case. He did not die in a car crash. Yes, that will be handled. But my husband's legacy is not about his murder. My husband's legacy is what he left behind.
There is some evil people out there. And again, I think some of it's mental illness. I think some of it's a grift. If you go back to Candace Owens, since all this happened, almost every podcast is about this. And she tries to tie it back to her every time. It's not about her. And listen to, this was when part of the interview that's going to be released, some of it was released yesterday, but listen to Erika Kirk right here when Barry Weiss asked her a question. This is beyond disgusting.
The podcaster Candace Owens, okay? At one time, a friend of Charlie's, at one point, she has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she is making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business off of these lies. What do you want to
hear that?
Main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she is making a huge amount of money on it.
Huge amount of money building her business off these lies.
She is building her business off of these lies. What do you want to say to her and the other people that are putting these lies out into the world right now?
Stop. That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop.
Listen, look at the beginning of this. Look how quick her face changes. It's just sad to see. You can see what an emotional toll it's taking on her. Watch one more time. Look at Erika Kirk right now. They're going back and forth in the conversation, and watch.
The podcaster Candace Owens, okay? At one time, a friend of Charlie's, at one point, she has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she is making a huge amount of.
Look at that. Erika Kirk is not happy with what's going on. I mean, this is her family. This is her children. This is her husband's legacy, as she stated. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine going through this. And again, I'm not saying there's not any questions about what happening. If I had questions, I was having a conversation last night with the white conservative preacher, Quincy. And, me and him see eye to eye differently on some stuff. That don't mean we hate each other, but we do debate some stuff. And I said, that would be like me being friends with Ben Berkwam and something happening to Ben and me trying to destroy his legacy, put his wife through all this. That wouldn't make me a friend. That'd make me somebody who is jealous, who is envious, who is evil. That's what that would do. And there was also this that was on, because there's a lot of lies that came out. Oh, Charlie Kirk text this or text this. Listen to what Erika said on the Glenn Beck program about his the text.
But he was not messaging people the day before saying, I'm going to be murdered. They're coming after me. Someone's going to kill me. He didn't say that. And I have his cell phone.
But again, if I put those out there, I could get more clicks. There's not a whole lot of how do I say this? Even in the independent media, that everybody's looking for. I told Quincy, and I'll say it right here. I'm not bashing the guy, but yesterday when we seized a boat, and I can't remember the exact title, but there's somebody out there, JLR, and I'm going through X, and I see the headline, so he gets people to click on his live stream. War's imminent and all this stuff, like just to get you to get there. And I told Quincy, I just can't be that guy. I know a lot of people do. They want clicks. They want people to click on that video. And if we, at least on the if we on the conservative side, the side of truth, and not everybody on the conservative side is on the side of truth. Some are on the side of clicks. You got to be careful. I won't say anything. Somebody mentioned somebody right now in the comments, about 10 minutes ago in the comments. And to me and my research, that was another person that focuses on the money. And I get it. We have to survive here. I've told I've got arguments with people I used to work with because they wanted to go do something that was about the money. And I was like, I'm not here for the money. I'm not here to get rich. I'm here because I got 3 kids. And their generation is not better off than my generation. They do not have the opportunities I had. They do not have a safe and secure country I had when the 80s, when I was an 80s kid. And that's why you guys got to choose wisely. Who to give your money to, who to support, who to watch. I know some of y'all, you watch people we can't stand. To be honest with you, you're only helping them out. my numbers were always better when Antifa and all the retards were watching me. I loved it. That helped me out. And we got to understand, what do they call it now? Starve the grift. Starve the grift. But prayers to Erika Kirk, her family. Turning Point USA is the biggest influence for conservatives on college campuses, and it's only growing. I get it. People are jealous. I don't get that kind of jealousy. I just never have. I've never tried to keep up with the Joneses or whatever they said. I'm happy, guys, doing what I do. I mean, certainly I'd like to survive a little better. I'm not looking for a big mansion on the hills or anything. I would like an office someday. I ain't gonna lie. Get out of the house so Caden can have the room. But I want to see people grow. I am so excited when I see Ben Bergquam. You guys, we started about the same time. I started with Ben Bergquam. When I met him, I thought, who's this crazy guy? Believe it or not, now, when I see him out there riding with ICE, like, I'm proud of that dude. Like, I can't wait for the next big adventure. I'm not sitting there saying, oh man, it should be me. Now, there is a lot of people that's rode with ICE that I'm like, that person has never been put themselves in jeopardy once. We are out there on the, on the front lines, literally risking our lives at some places. But the Bible says what, jealousy is a disease. It is bad. It is evil. Let me see if there was anything else on here that popped up after this, because I'm sure while I was working on the show, something else popped up. Give me 1 second. Because we still got more of a show. And don't forget, as we're going through this, we have, where did I put it? Oh, right here. We have a raffle going on right now. It's on this show. I have the will and names up. Again, we are 100% viewer funded. If you guys want to help donate, we would appreciate it. We've got some emails and some more comments on X than anything else. There's some people right here that want this hat, and now's your opportunity. Adventure Papa won the MAGA hat. We had choose one or the other. He got the MAGA hat. Now we're doing the Trump hat. I was hoping I would get a surprise on a raffle item. It doesn't look like it's going to come through this month, but a little bit different than that. But if you guys want an opportunity to win that, your donations help us out. Every $10 donation gets you one entry. So if you do $30 in donations, you get 3 entries. The raffle's going to be done in probably about 37 minutes. We got kind of a longer show today, so you still have time to get in. The best ways to get in, because Rumble takes a while with the Rumble rants, is Venmo at Oreo Josh, Cash App, $Oreo Army, GiveSendGo.com /Oreo 2024. Our PayPal is also, if you use PayPal, Oreo Josh. And then if you do mobile or online banking, we have a Zelle link, a Zelle address, and that Zelle address will be put up in the chat, the comments, but it is purepatriot559@yahoo.com. So just a reminder. Let me look through here really quick before we move on to the next story. And I know you guys were talking about this in the chat. I don't know how this works. I have to look into this. You know what? Let me save this. Let me say, I'll move it ahead. It was breaking news, but I'm going to see about Erika Kirk and there is anything. Just looking really quick. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, let's see. Is this a new one? No, just Candace comments that you want to talk about making your rounds when she said you just don't get to be widowed into chairman and CEO. No, it was your husband's wishes. And the board elected you unanimously. That's how that happens. She is so jealous. I'm not seeing anything else. So I will move on to the other breaking news. And again, because it broke while I was doing it, I don't have everything. So I don't like I don't even like talking about stuff I haven't researched on, but we do have some bad news for Indiana to share with you here in a minute. We've been covering, not good. But Truth Social from President Trump. For years, Democrats ignored violent and vicious crime of all shapes, size, colors, and types. Violent criminals should have been locked up or allowed to attack again. Democrats also far too happy to let in the worst from the worst country so they could rip off American taxpayers. Democrats only think there is one crime: not voting for them. Instead of protecting Americans and their tax dollars, Democrat chose instead to prosecute anyone they could find that wanted safe and secure elections. Democrats have been relentless in their targeting of Tina Peters, a patriot who simply wanted to make sure that our elections were fair and honest. Tina is sitting in a Colorado prison for the crime of demanding honest election. Today, I am granting Tina a full pardon for her attempts to expose voter fraud in the rigged 2020 presidential election. And that's Tina Peters. We've talked about Tina Peters extensively. But my question, and I'm going to ask Rock right now, I thought some of the charges could not be pardoned by President Trump because they were state charges. Is Trump's pardon of Tina Peters enough to get her out of? Because if it was, I don't understand why he was always asking the governor to do something. But again, I don't know. I've got to do some research right here. It was convicted in 2024 on state felony charges related to a 2021 security breach of a voting system. On December 11th, President Trump issued a full pardon for Peters, praising her as a patriot who fought for honest elections. However, this pardon only applies to federal offenses. Peters' conviction and sentence are under Colorado state law, over which the president has no clemency or authority. Only Colorado Governor Jared Polis has the power to grant state pardon, and he has publicly stated he will not do so as part of any deal with Trump. As of right now, Peters remains incarcerated while her appeal is pending in the Colorado Court of Appeals. That sucks. I mean, it's good that he did it on a federal level. But that's what I wanted to check. I had a bad feeling about that. No, free Tina Peters. She did nothing wrong. She absolutely did nothing except expose some fraud. And that's why she's where she is. Democrats want her there. So we've been talking about Indiana. We've been talking about today. They had the opportunity to gain 2 extra Republican seats in the state of Indiana. And y'all got some rhinos in Indiana. Weak rhinos in the Indiana State Senate rejected a 9-0 Republican map, which would have given 2 more GOP seats to in Congress. This was just to give you an idea. This was the Senate Majority Leader Chris Garton. He did an amazing speech. Listen to this. This was before the vote. It was epic. Fire you up.
Let me be clear. You're damn right they are. Some will say these maps are political. Let me be clear. You're damn right they are. Political policy is political. Safe streets are political. Look at Indianapolis. Affordable electricity is political. A drug-free Indiana is political. Peace in the Middle East is political. I dealt with it firsthand. If drawing a map that secures 2 more seats for the Republican Party means that we continue to see overdose deaths drop by 20%, then I'll draw that map every single day of the week and twice on Sunday. If drawing a map means that we'll continue to see a 93% drop in illegal immigration, then I'll sign it with a smile on my face. We're not here to be neutral arbiters of decline. We're here to be active agents of American greatness. So I ask you.
So once again, that vote failed. I think 21 or 19 Republicans voted against it. We need a ground crew down there. We need Elon Musk to fire up a ground crew down there and get those rhinos replaced. It's unfortunate. It's not going to kill us, but it would have helped us a lot. How about this? We got a lot of talk on healthcare too. And Democrats are now going. So Republicans did a bill that I don't support. I'm just going to tell you ahead of time. I don't support the way the bill is written now. And I also don't support the Democrats' bill of just giving billions of dollars to insurance company, raising everybody's prices and having taxpayers pay for everybody else's health care. It's called government health care. That's not what I want. And Chuck Schumer and Liz Warren and all these idiots came out and said, oh, we voted today and Democrats want to raise, our Republicans want to raise your health care costs. No, you voted, Democrats voted to give billions of dollars to CEOs of healthcare companies. Trump wants to do like individualized accounts. If this is the average cost of healthcare, we're going to give you this much money to help subsidize your cost for healthcare that can be used, and you can go out and shop on your own, which would then incentivize places like Sam's Club, Walmart, Costco to broker deals with these insurance companies, and they'll be able to negotiate. We have 44 million members here at Costco. Numbers talk, folks. Listen to what, and I think this is so true, listen to what our press secretary said about the worthless Chuck Schumer.
Chuck Schumer is putting up a vote today. This is a political show vote. Chuck Schumer is not sincerely interested in lowering healthcare costs for the American people. He's putting this vote on the floor knowing that it will fail so he can have another talking point that he can throw around without any real plan or action. If Chuck Schumer actually wanted to lower healthcare costs, I'm sure the president would welcome him and his entire Democrat caucus to a legitimate coordination on the president's policies of bringing down drug prices, these most favored nation deals. Why hasn't Chuck Schumer ever come out in support of those? Those are going to legitimately, they already are, lower drug prices for the American people. And not a word from Chuck Schumer on it. So I think that just proves this is completely political.
Absolutely. The most favored nation pricing is doing some amazing things, guys, already. It doesn't get the press coverage. When something goes from $650 to $125, I get it. $125 is still a lot. I'm not going to disagree with that. Last year, there was many times I couldn't take one of my medicines because it was exactly, I think, $130. I was cutting my pills in half, so one prescription would last me 2 months. I know how it is. But Trump is doing everything in his power and Democrats are obstructing. And then when he does lower the cost, Democrats are silent. Democrats are silent. Take a listen to this.
Of Americans, because today was our last chance in Congress to save the Affordable Care Act subsidies that help people afford care before they expire at the end of the year. And what did Republicans do? They voted no. They voted to increase health care costs across the board. And now,
not what they voted for. Again, I'm becoming a damn expert in this. I was kind of an expert in it when Obamacare first came out. Republicans put a bill up. I think it was 51. They needed 60 votes. I think they got 51 votes that would give the money to the consumers. I did not agree with the bill 100%. I would have voted no. I'm just letting you know right now. It needs some work. And even the Congressional Budget Office, which Democrats love to point out, the Congressional Budget Office said it would lower healthcare cost for Americans, double digits, percentage-wise. Why isn't she talking about that? Oh, that will make them look bad. That's why. Listen.
Millions of Americans are left with the impossible decision of choosing between paying for health insurance or paying their rent. Let's be clear. Republicans voted to make healthcare more expensive. They've all fallen in line behind Donald Trump and left American families in the dirt.
Oh my God. They can, that's all Democrats have is lie, 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 blame, blame, blame. This whole debacle is because of why?
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
Remember that? Obama, it's going to lower costs on day one. It's going to bring down the cost of healthcare. It's more than tripled the cost of healthcare since it was enacted in 2014. Now, remember, Democrats shut down the government because they had an election coming and they needed their base fired up and out to the polls. Kind of worked, right? It's hard to get MAGA folks out to the polls. It's hard to get conservatives out to the polls. Sometimes we're our own worst enemy. But what'd they say? What was their excuse? We're doing this because we want to negotiate about healthcare. That's the reason for the shutdown. Well, guess what the DNC just did in their committee meeting? I'm going to play this, then I'm going to explain it to you.
And this resolution just reminds those that this is something that should not be politics, and there are some areas where we can talk around it, talk through it, negotiate, but this is one area that should not be negotiated. This is
So they made a resolution not to negotiate about healthcare with Republicans. Why? Because we covered it on our first show. They want a 3-year extension that will cost you taxpayers billions of dollars, continue raising the cost of healthcare. But when does it expire? 1 week before the general election for the president of the United States. So they can have the talking point is, Republicans want you dead. Republicans are pushing you off a cliff. They want your grandma to go without medicine. So now they've gone to the DNC just unanimously passed that resolution saying Democrats should refuse to negotiate with Republicans on healthcare. Now, CNN won't cover this. MSNBC won't call out the hypocrisy. They won't go up to the Pocahontases of the world and ask, question for you. If you shut down the government to negotiate, why'd you just pass a resolution saying for Democrats to refuse to negotiate with Republicans on healthcare? Why? We won't get the answers. Just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. And Stephen Moore posted this. A lot of people always brag about government-ran healthcare. Well, Canada has it, and it's great. And then you talk to people from Canada. Like, we got to meet some people from Canada when we were on the truckers' convoy. And said it sucked. They had to ration healthcare in Canada because it was so bad. And so Stephen Moore put this up today. It says, Democrats want U.S. healthcare like Canada's. Here's what that means. This is an actual chart from the Canadian healthcare industry. Median wait time for elective treatments, 29 plus weeks. Waits for CAT scans, 8.8 weeks. An MRI, 18.1 weeks. An ultrasound, 5.4 weeks. It says free care comes with long waits. There you got it. That's the chart. So when everybody says, oh, well, you get government health care, it's great. Everybody gets it. Health care is a human right. Actually, no, eating's not a human right. Food's not a human right. Housing's not a human right. Unfortunately, right? So I just want to use an example. I told you guys I went to the doctor last week. I have an issue with my shoulder, and it's messing me up when I work out. I haven't been able to work out my shoulders lately, and it's sore right now because I worked out my chest today. And so I went in for an x-ray. So just to tell you, it says, it doesn't say anything about x-ray, but it does say MRI. So last week he says, yeah, he goes, you know what? A lot of times the x-rays don't pull up a lot of stuff we need to see. So we're going to send you to an MRI. Yesterday, I got a call from my doctor saying, hey, all you got to do is call California Imaging and they're ready for you to do your MRI. Now, imagine if I had something extremely serious wrong. Could be cancer. You never know. And I had to wait 8.8 weeks. No, I'm sorry. MRI, 18.1 weeks. That's 4.5 months. I had to wait less than a week. I think exact 4 business days. Democrats want to destroy. You've seen what they did to the border. You've seen what they did to Minneapolis. You've seen what they've done to New York City. You've seen what Gavin Newsom has done to California. We got to put a hold on that. All right, you guys got about, let's see here, 10 minutes. 10 minutes to get in. Last chance. We've been live an hour and 41 minutes. We are doing the raffle right here for the light up Trump hat. You guys have seen it live on TV, multiple places. So if you guys want an opportunity, we are 100% viewer funded. Your donations are what keep us on the air. And for every $10 donation you do, you will get 1 entry into the raffle. That is, if you do $30, you get 3 entries. And again, you only got 10 minutes to get in. And the best ways to get in is Venmo at Oreo Josh, Cash App, $Oreo Army, PayPal, Oreo Josh. And then we have givesendgo.com/Oreo 2024. And then if you do mobile or online banking, you can do a Zelle transfer to us. And our Zelle address is Pure Patriot 559. That's PURE Patriot 559 at yahoo.com. So good luck. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you. How about this? Rep. Ted Lieu, Lion Ted, says that the president of the United States is distracting us from real issues by striking drug boats. Listen to this. And we got something after this. It's just interesting.
I think Donald Trump is trying to distract the American people from the real issues facing ordinary Americans, such as grocery prices and healthcare prices and electricity costs.
Let me ask you a question. If that was the truth, President Trump and the Republicans aren't coming out saying, hoorah, rah, we struck another one. It's Democrats crying about it. It's Democrats using it as a distraction, putting it on TV, saying this is illegal. It's not illegal. So who's using it as a distraction there, Lion Ted? And then if this is in the right order, how about this? How about this? Man, I agree with Joe Biden sometimes.
For the first time, we are fighting and losing a war on our own soil. Let's go after the drug lords where they live with an international strike force. There must be no safe haven for these narco-terrorists, and they must know it.
Isn't it funny that we can always pull up stuff from the 80s and 90s from Democrats? If you're illegal, you need to go home. We can pull up Barack Obama. We can pull up Hillary Clinton. We can pull up Bill Clinton. We can pull up Joe Biden. We need to go where those narco-terrorists are. And Trump actually does it. He doesn't talk about it. How about this? This was awesome news. I wish it was more, but it is something we can share with you that is positive. More than 10,000 illegal aliens have been arrested in Los Angeles since immigration enforcements were launched in June, according to DHS. The June raid caused intense riots and protests. They include murderers, kidnappers, sexual predators, and armed carjackers. 10,000. Let's keep those numbers going. Let's keep those numbers going. They are still on the ground in Los Angeles. They're still on the ground almost in every state right now. ICE is doing targeted enforcement. So like we had ICE at it didn't even make news, but about a month ago, a gentleman flew in to Fresno Airport and landed, and ICE was there waiting for him because he was a wanted suspect and he was in the country illegally. So it doesn't make the news or anything like this. Now, how many remember Judge Hannah, the disgraced judge, Judge Hannah Dugan, who made it possible for an illegal alien to escape a court? Well, we got some information. She was in court today. Take a listen to this.
Dugan has pled not guilty to charges alleging she helped an undocumented immigrant avoid federal agents. Her trial is set to begin December 15th. I want to talk more about this with John Dietrich, investigative reporter with the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. And John, you have a story up today about a key part of the case, but let's first talk about this jury selection. We have already seen attorneys on both sides talk about striking potential jurors. The first list of potential jurors are due in federal court next Thursday, 1 week from today, and then a second list on Friday if needed. This is a high-profile case. Is this a normal process?
Yeah, it really is. It's unusual how, we're going over 2 days jury selection. Unusual as a number of things in this case. The number of jurors that are being called over from 12 counties, they're being asked questions about what they've read about the case and bias that might be there. So the both sides are trying to suss out early on if they're going to be able to knock people out before they even come to court. So we're going to be watching closely over these 2 days as they sift through those biases.
Let's talk about this story that you have up today that focuses on what you call the hidden hallway or the non-public hallway. Jurors will see and hear about a series of events inside and outside Judge Dugan's courtroom the day federal agents arrived to arrest Eduardo Flores Ruiz. So let's start with the prosecution side of this case. What will they be telling jurors based on what we see in court documents?
Yeah, so the indictment lays out 5 actions, specific actions that they allege Judge Dugan took to help this individual elude federal agents. There are things like that she took the case out of order in court, that she allowed them to sit in a different place than usually defendant and attorneys sit in court, and that importantly, they were allowed to exit the courtroom through this non-public hallway or hidden hallway. And all those together paint a picture, according to the federal prosecutors, of eluding federal law enforcement who are there to arrest Mr. Flores Ruiz.
A hidden hallway. See, you talk about privilege. They say this privilege, that privilege. Well, that's some big privilege for being an illegal alien. So I did also follow up, and it looks like the jury is now seated in this trial. The group is 14 total, 9 men, 5 women, all appear to be white, according to Fox 6 Now. So we'll get that trial underway, and that person should never be on the bench again. I'm sorry. And old Uncle Bill said, look up. I'm trying to look. After the raffle, I'll pay for rental car and gas. Is that for police calls? I'm looking at Uncle B's comments. I see all the flashing lights. Is that for police calls? Because I will tell you what, I got to find something to do Friday night. You know why? Rachel has the mother-son dance at school. So she got date night with Caden. They're going to go grab a burger and they get to go. It's ugly sweater Christmas dance. Okay, cool. Then we'll set something up. I like that. I was just thinking to myself, we're going to have to do something Friday. And I was looking at the Liberals calendar to see if they had anything going on in Fresno. And I was like, wait, I don't have a car. Rachel has it for the dance. So we'll work on that. What is today? Thursday? That's tomorrow. We're going to have to work hard. I'll have to figure all that out. Thank you, old Uncle Bill. Thank you. What else do we have? I hate these stories. Another illegal alien charged with rape. But where do you think the rape occurred? Where do you think? Probably in a vegetable field, right? Because that's what Democrats say they're doing. No, he was a school employee. Take a listen to this. Another school employee that's an illegal alien.
Employee of McCracken County Public Schools is behind bars after allegedly having sexual contact with an underage girl last year. The McCracken County Sheriff's Office says 30-year-old Julio Estrada faces 4 counts of third-degree rape and 1 count of unlawful transaction with a minor. The investigation began after the victim reported the alleged sexual contact, and authorities say detectives were able to discover evidence that corroborated those allegations.
So he's on an immigration detainer hold. He's on an immigration detainer hold right now. They say they're only doing jobs Americans won't do. So Americans are refusing to work in schools now? I'm telling you, you get some great benefits and some good pay. What size tank does Josh have? How many gallons? I'm confused, guys. I'm lost. You guys are losing me over here. What else do we got before we do this raffle? Another
start
shocking
of the that was just the
shocking one. A twice deported illegal alien with multiple DUIs, drug charges, and hit and run is back on the streets after crashing his 18-wheeler into a school bus on the I-5, injuring 3 people last week. DHS press secretary said the sanctuary politicians in Washington failed once again to protect American citizens by refusing to honor our ICE detainee. So ICE had a detainee. He's been twice deported, multiple DUI, drug charges, hit and run, and is now back in the streets after crashing his 18-wheeler into a school bus. Let's take a listen.
arrest of a semi-truck driver. Troopers say the driver was going too fast in the rain, but that was just the start of the problems after officers searched his record. The crash blocked much of I-5 in Lacey this morning for several hours, snarling traffic. KEMO's Jeremy Harris is live at the State Patrol office in Pierce County. And Jeremy, you just got an update from the State Patrol.
Yeah, well, we know this crash involved a school bus and it sent 4 people to the hospital. When troopers arrived, they said they found that a semi-truck driver was at fault for all of it because he was going too fast. When they started looking into his background, they found he shouldn't have been behind the wheel of a semi-truck at all.
Wow.
A freeway pileup during a rainy morning commute. Traffic cameras catching some of the chaos. Troopers say the driver of this car-hauling semi was going too fast and slammed into a school bus and hit other cars.
And we actually dispatched some commercial vehicle enforcement officers to our scene to do a full-blown inspection of the truck itself and the paperwork that all semi-truck drivers are supposed to have on them.
That inspection found the driver did not have a commercial driver's license or insurance or a required medical card.
In this situation, there's a lot of negligence involved.
As crews worked to clear the highway, the driver of the car hauler was hauled to jail.
Operating a commercial vehicle without a CDL is a gross misdemeanor within the state of Washington. It's a very serious thing, obviously.
4 people had to be taken to the hospital. All were told with minor injuries. The school bus had 2 district employees on it, but no children. The crash was cleared after a few hours, but the truck driver will have to answer in court for what happened.
So there's a lot more at stake when you're driving a fully loaded semi-truck. Because if you're going to get behind the wheel, make sure you have the proper paperwork and training. Know your capabilities behind the wheel when you get behind it, because speed's too fast for conditions and following too closely were also causing factors in this collision.
We know that driver was a 40-year-old man. He was booked into the Thurston County Jail. So in addition to any charges related to the actual crash itself, he'll face that gross misdemeanor charge of driving without a commercial driver's license, something troopers here say they have really had their guard up for lately. Reporting live from Pierce County, Jeremy Harris, KOMO News.
Really shocking, Jeremy.
So shocking. We haven't heard that before. Now, how do so many people get behind the wheel of one of these big trucks? And like, we got to start going after the trucking companies or the people that are hiring them. What is it? Are they brokering this out? Don't they have to have some sign? Here's my CDL. Here's my history. This guy is just crazy. Gas for tank, not fish tank. Thank you, Jay Lynn, for the Rumble rant. And then let me go back up. What I said is I'll pay for a rental for gas for a live radio call session tonight. Oh, I wish I could, Uncle Bill. My sister's in town tonight. She's coming over because she's not going to be around for Christmas. And then plus the rental place closes in 4 minutes because you guys made me do an extra long live stream. But I do appreciate the offer. I do. Trust me. But thank you all. Thank you. I actually have the radio right here. I was listening to it today. And so I carry this with me a lot, just in case something's happening on my way to where I'm driving or I was on my way home from the gym today, getting ready to do the second live stream, get it all set up. And a crazy one that identified as something there that they're not. And then I'm listening to the dispatcher tell the officer how this person is violent towards police, have threatened police. And I'm like, of course, that's what they do. What else do we got here? Judge orders Kilmore Abrego Garcia to be released from ICE custody immediately. Another activist judge, guys. And just to let you know, the Trump administration will fight this. Let me see if I can pull this up really quick because I didn't pull up everything, but this was CNN breaking news. If you guys remember, Kilmore Abrego Garcia, the gang member, the human trafficker, the guy that beat his wife, also known as the Maryland Man, when you're trying to make him look good. Let me see if I can get this from, let's see. Kilmore Abrego Garcia, an illegal, has officially been released into the interior of the United States following an active judge's orders. There was comments from press secretary, but I'm not seeing them pull up right away. Maybe this is it.
A federal judge today ordered the immediate release of Kilmore Abrego Garcia from ICE detention. Does White House have a response to that, and does the administration plan to appeal that decision?
Absolutely. The White House, the administration opposed this activism from a judge who is really acting as a judicial activist, which we've unfortunately seen in many cases across the country. Abrego Garcia is present in our country illegally. He is a proven human trafficker. He is a proven gang member. The administration has evidence of that. And as you saw from the Department of Homeland Security, they issued a statement saying they'll continue to fight this legal battle in court.
It's just amazing how much of your tax dollars, my tax dollars, are wasted on these activist judges releasing people. Like, it's Bazonko world. That's the only way you can describe what's going on. Let's see, what else? Was that it? Let me see if anything else popped up really quick before we get into the raffle. Candace Owen just says Tyler Bauer. Tyler with Turning Point USA. I think if you've been following this stuff, it says, if my wife, this is from Tyler Bauer, if my wife was posting about how innocent people who were friends, family, or the spouse of Charlie Kirk murdered Charlie Kirk, I would skip counseling and head straight to the divorce lawyer's office. And Candace Owens replied, you and your wife are swingers, Tyler. Holy cow. Just insane. Oh, here is Candace Owens. Now, remember, she said, if Erika asks me to stop, I will stop. Erika has, and let's just see how she's changed this now. While this is going on, I'm going to be adding the names to the raffle.
And the other
so I can
people
do two things at once.
that are Candace Owens, okay? At one time, a friend of Charlie's, at one time, an employee of Turning Point, She has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she is making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business off of these lies. What do you want to say to her and the other people that are putting these lies out into the world right now?
Stop. That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop.
So this is just, to me, I'm going to also let you know, they pre-recorded this. Obviously, I told you this yesterday, from about 11 o'clock to 4 p.m. I have sources just everywhere, CBS News.
Oh,
people
you're so
that were in
awesome.
the audience I showed you were emailing me, and they had to do multiple takes because
She admits that leftists work with her really well. How about that?
Barry wanted to read a prompter. These questions were pre-submitted, okay? And I would like to respond to this question. What would you like to say? The podcaster Candace Owens, and I'm not even going to address this repeat talking point about people making money, except for the people that have actually made off of all of the money, millions upon millions of dollars. But this is the new thing. It's like, if you keep doing what you were already doing in podcasting, or keep doing what you were already doing and doing ballistics on YouTube, if you catch a bunch of views, they want to convince you that like you wake up and you turn into a millionaire. Building her business. What are you talking about? I already had this business. I was already at top of the charts. Okay, I said I wasn't going to talk about it. I actually did, because it's so ridiculous. Okay. But she says I'm lying. And Erika responds, and her answer to what do you want to say to the podcaster Candace Owens who is lying is stop. So Erika would like me to stop lying. And I would like to honor that. Okay. I can only honor that if Erika is more explicit in terms of what I have lied about. What did I lie about? It's just incredible. There have this opportunity. The questions have been before. You could just start like going through them. Maybe they will. By the way, it's coming out on Saturday. Maybe I've made a mistake somewhere, and I'm happy. I want to correct that. Right? I'm not interested. My goal is not to tell lies. It is obviously plausible that I have made mistakes. I've reviewed these lists that we've put together, and I can't find the lie. Okay, the lies that I find are coming out of Turning Point USA. Okay, and here are some of those lies. You know, Mikey had blood all over him. Okay, Mikey has offered that his dad was confused. I'll accept that. Well, I didn't lie about that. Rob McCoy lied. His father also said he called his father first. Maybe Rob McCoy was confused. Mikey being a hero for walking away doesn't feel honest. Charlie's neck stopping a 30-06 bullet because he ate healthy and had strong bones. It was a modern day Christian miracle. That feels like a pretty big lie. Okay. Charlie never wavered in his support for Israel was a nasty lie. Maybe Barry want to like, what do you want to say to the people that literally lied about what Charlie was living through in the last weeks of his life? Stop, Josh Hammer. Stop, Bibi Netanyahu. No, I'm sorry. Barry Weiss is here. We're not going to get to that. Charlie was a committed evangelical who only liked Catholic architecture. Did I lie about that? Nope. Turning Point USA lied about that. And I was attacked for telling me, I'm attacked for catching the lies. We'll get to that later. That's their new method. Once first they accuse me of lying, then I prove I'm not lying. And then their strategy is to attack me for telling the truth and saying, how dare you reveal a personal text message to defend yourself from being called a liar. We can keep going here. Has any of this been clarified? Ben Shapiro said they never had any bad blood between them. I proved that was not true. Again, that also came from a little PR. Alex Clark.
Dude, she is so desperate. She makes me just kind of sick to my stomach. It's just crazy. It's beyond crazy. Let's see. Quincy said, don't give his light up hat away in a raffle. Simply Newsy. I'm going to add you to that raffle. Maybe you'll get it and you can rub it in. Thank you for that super chat over there on YouTube. I'm going to go through everybody who has entered now. And I think I got everybody. Yep, that was from yesterday. This is for today only. So let's get through this really quick. Ooh, it's getting warm in here now. It was supposed to be 6 degrees warmer today. It's 47 outside. It's 47 degrees outside. I know Matt would be crying. Penny loafers on, little thing. I just wearing a t-shirt. I'm wearing the Freedom t-shirt. I wore this to the gym today. So we got Simply News on there. So here, I'm going to go through the list of everybody that's entered into this. Simply News is on there from a super chat. And then we had Chevy 7277 with a Rumble rant. We had Shelly Rose. I missed that one. Let me see if that one's up there. I don't know why they all don't come up here. Now, Shelly Rose, this one is for one. Is this for you? Let me know in the comments if the one from this was from today. Let's see. Shelly Rose. The one from earlier I got from you, Shelly Rose. That was for Chevy and Susan. So I got those two up there. But I don't know about this one right here. Let me go into the studio and see if you're responding to that. For real sweet. Okay, let me add that. I can hear Caden out there calling for his mommy. Let's see. Then I'm going to go through earlier today's Rumble rants. We had obviously Shelly Rose 2 for the people we just mentioned, and Adventure Papa got in for 5 on there. He won yesterday, so he might get a double win and get both light up hats. And then Darla Miller, I have you up here from a Rumble rant. And then that's it on the Rumble rants. Now let's go to Zell really quick. Make sure we got this correct. And I think it's Old Uncle Bill for 5. Come on. We got Cade Texas. Thank you so much, Cade Texas, for 4. We got Adventure Papa for 3 more. And Old Uncle Bill for 5. So we added all those there. Thank you guys so much. And then let's go to Cash App. Oh, no, I got to go here. Kathy Richardson says, not for BCP, that's for sure. Yeah, if I ever catch Kathy donating to BCP, woo-wee, we got a trip to, Uncle Bill's going to have to get us a rental car to Ohio. I'm going to tell you that right now. Shelly F for 1. I got you on there, Shelly. Thank you. Renee for 2. Thank you, Renee. And then I also have Venmo. Let me check that out. I didn't check PayPal yet. That was Jay Lynn over there trying to give the hat up to RW. Whew. So we got Jay Lynn up there. Make sure she's up there. I don't see her on the screen. There it is, Jay Lynn. Katie May. And Katie May, if you guys could, please say a prayer. She's dealing with some issues right now. So prayers to Katie May. She is in there for 1. Thank you, Katie May. And again, we are praying for you. And hopefully everything goes well for you. So I got Katie May in there for 1. And then we're going to go Give, Sing, Go. I know I got 1 on Give, Sing, Go. See who it was. Peg McGroin, got you up there, Peg. You are in there. Good luck, Peg McGroin. And then also, let's check. I don't think we got any PayPal, but let's check. Maybe we did. Let's check. Activity. No. Last time was December 8th. So thank you guys all for entering. We appreciate it. This is for the Trump light up hat. So we got everybody in here. And let's see. Make sure I'm not missing something over in the studio. If Mr. Bill wins, BCP is going to be really upset at y'all. Oh, it's not only a Mr. Bill. That's a different one. Yes, it is. It's not the one that you're thinking of out of Portland. Let's see. We could possibly look, Chris. Chris is saying, Josh, police calls. We could possibly look at police calls tomorrow night. I am looking for something to do tomorrow night. Rachel will be on, like I said, date night with Caden at the school dance. So we'll see what happens. We'll bring it up tomorrow on the live stream. Yes, come to Ohio, please. So we got everybody up here. I got to move this. It's on this screen. Let me open it up on this screen. So here we go. We are going to do this. We are going to spin this 13 times. We are going to shuffle this. So we're going to get it all shuffled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you're all on there with that cute kid, man. That cute kid. Let me do this. Take this off there. So I wish you all some luck. And let's see what happens. Good luck to everybody. Boom. Not Jalen, not Jalen, not Jalen. Let's see. Is it going to be Adventure? It's going to be Adventure Papa. He's getting them both, guys. Congrats, Adventure Papa. Thank you. Congrats. Now you get both the light up hats. That is awesome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. That will be shipped out tomorrow morning. Have a blessed day. Again, I do have a little dinner thing with my sister that's in town in about an hour. She's not going to be here that long. We're just going to eat, and she won't be around for Christmas. So we're going to hang out a little while. But if anything does break, any breaking news, anything crazy, look for us live on here on the Oreo Express, guys. And again, blessings to all. Special prayers for Katie May. Katie, we are praying for you, for healing, for everything. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. And if we don't see you later tonight, I don't know if we're doing 1 or 2 shows tomorrow. I have an idea. We'll be doing 2, but we will see you back here tomorrow. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you soon.
The Oreo Express, where truth don't hide and we don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express.